Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos. The paid request this time for Psycho Hobo. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Demon Seed, a 1977 film, which is based on a Dean Koontz novel. Dean Koontz had written afterward the novels of Watchers and quite a few other books, some of them turning into films. Dean Koontz was always looked at as kind of the second level, or second or third tier Stephen King. To be honest, the only book I read of his was Watchers, and I was not a fan of it. I much preferred the movies. Watchers, even Watchers 3 I preferred over the book. So, that's just me though. But yeah, this got picked up to be a movie, and it stars Julie Christie, who was in films like Dr. Zhivago, among others. You have Fritz Weaver, who I remember he was in the segment The Crate in Creepshow. It was him and Hal Holbrook. And you have the voice of Robert Vaughn. Great character actor. Definitely one of the big pluses of the film, as the voice of Proteus 4, the artificial intelligence. Robert Vaughn, I remember him the most as Superman 3. The non-Lex Luthor, but I still liked him in that movie. And I still like Superman 3, I do. I think that's a fun film. Campy film, yes, but I still think it's a lot of fun. He was also in Battle Beyond the Stars. He was in the TV show The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I didn't watch much of, but I've heard of. He was on the last season of the A-Team TV show. But yeah, I do like Robert Vaughn. Gerrit Graham is in as well. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was Bud and Chud 2, Bud the Chud. He's been in a few other stuff as well. Kind of one of those like, oh, it's that guy. He was the stepdad, the dick stepdad in Child's Play 2, I believe. How's it hanging, Phil? I think that was Gerrit Graham. But anyway, the setup for this is, as a lot of people pointed out, if you take 2001: A Space Odyssey and Rosemary's Baby and you put them together. Fritz Weaver is a guy who is part of this program. They invented Proteus 4, this artificial intelligence. They're studying it, and it's voiced by Robert Vaughn. And you see that it's thinking more and more. It's having its own ideas, its own thought processes, questioning orders. Like at one point, it's ordered to get stuff, formulate plans to get this stuff from the ocean, and it asks, why does man need metal from the sea? Well, you're supposed to just do what you're told. And it even asks, when you don't let me out of this box? And Fritz Weaver laughs, oh, that's such a big joke. Granted, that's really stupid. I don't know why you would think an artificial intelligence is joking. Number one, you're thinking it told a joke, which, I mean, that would be even more amazing. Hell, like Steve Grunberg, he was amazed by Johnny Five in Short Circuit when he told a joke, and that, or understood a joke. He understood a joke. That made sense. Here, I'm like, either you think he told a joke, which would be amazing, or he's being serious, and he's like, to be out of this chicken shit outfit. Why are you laughing? I didn't understand why Fritz Weaver's character laughed about that. I thought that was really strange. But yeah, that guy's on the outs with his wife, played by Julie Christie, who's a child psychologist. You kind of get the idea throughout the film that they had a daughter who passed away, and then this guy is so honed in on this project. He doesn't really spend a lot of time with Julie Christie, so they kind of make this plan that they don't be away from each other for a while. Granted, before that, Fritz Weaver has set up his whole place automated, voice automated. I will say that was an interesting thing about the film, is that when you watch it, there's a lot of stuff that would pertain to today. Like the voice automated home, you might as well call it Alexa or any of the other stuff. Because nowadays, there's many people who have those voice activated. Alexa, turn on the music, turn on the TV, turn on dim the lights to this. I don't have electric, I don't trust that stuff. And with the AI, of course, there's another bit where there's a terminal in this home. Proteus finds a way to get in that terminal. By getting that terminal that's in the home computer, he's able to take control of that home, make Julie Christie a hostage in that home, make her trapped because it wants a child. It wants a kid. It wants to spread its seed. It wants to evolve. To have a child with my mind. And there you go. That's how I feel about that. Graping with the robot. But like, there's another part where Gerrit Graham, who's a co-worker of Fritz Weaver, he goes in, he's friends with Julie Christie, wants to see how she's doing, and Proteus creates this, not hologram, but on the little computer screen outside, like a fake automated voice and person, which nowadays that's like deep fake and AI generator of voice. Like you see that much more often, how people will take a song, but what if this dead artist, or what if this person sang that song? So you have the lyrics of the song or the music of the song, but it's sung by this singer or this singer. You see a lot more of that showcased throughout the interwebs. But just like in the movie, you know, there's something not right about this. I know there's something off. Even with deepfake. A lot of deepfake's good, but you know there's something off. And Gerrit Graham, same thing. Like, it seems like it's her. It seems like it sounds like it's her, but he knows that something's off. He leaves, and later comes back and is like, okay, there's something off with this. Just like today. So, okay, that's kind of a predecessor to what we become today. The automated house, predecessor to what we become today. So there's some nice ideas in there. But yeah, most of the film is pretty much Julie Christie trapped in the house with Proteus that can control everything. Granted, when Fritz Weaver and Julie Christie decided you two should separate, I do kind of wonder, where does this guy live? Fritz Weaver, does he live at the lab? The reason I ask is because, okay, if you guys are separating, why would he keep her at the house that's fully automated with all your lab equipment, all the stuff you would need for your project? You get what I mean? Like, this guy is honed in on this project. His place is one giant laboratory, pretty much, with all this automated stuff and voice automated stuff, and he should know that his terminal is, there's a relation to it. Why would he leave his wife there instead of, hey, you know what? Take this place. This is my lab. All my stuff is here. All my stuff is here. You go over there, but you wouldn't have a movie. That's why. It doesn't make sense, but you wouldn't have a movie. That's why. So there's that thing in the back of my head going, huh? Maybe they said in a dialogue, like, I'm trying to think, maybe they said where she felt more comfortable there, or maybe he didn't have another, maybe he was living in a lab and you can't, this is more safer for you, because the AI will be more secure, maybe something to that effect. So, but pretty much the Proteus saying you can't leave, close up the place. She tries to fight back. He wants control, even locks her in a room, turns up the heat. It says, the idea of control to me. Oh, you like games? So do I. And Robert Vaughn was a good choice because he had a very icy cold demeanor to his voice. Now, granted, there's not much in terms of character development, even for the AI, in terms of, Like maybe if it was a more likable figure and it got more obsessed with Julie Christie, maybe, or maybe it was a more likable AI, and then throughout time, through learning human emotions, because with the smarter you are, then the more you think, the more you feel, the more confusing that can be, and that confusion can maybe elicit negative connotations of jealousy or rage or paranoia. And so maybe it could be kind of this build up as to then this machine meant well, but then it does bad things. No, none of that's in it. Which, okay, not everybody has to have that. That's fine. I think that would have been nice to see in this. Julie Christie did a capable job for what she was given. You know, trying to stay as tough as she can. As long as you terrorize me, I'm going to fight you. And there's some fun bits of production value. When Gerrit Graham tries to help, early on, Fritz Weaver shows that he made this thing with an arm on it. Conveniently enough, because that's how Odysee will do a lot of these things, by using this thing with an arm. Imagine if Fritz Weaver did not make that. Then what would Odysee have done? He would have been up the creek without a paddle. Well, it goes in on this wheelchair and has this like laser gun. And I'm sitting there going, how much crap is in this lab where Proteus can create laser guns? And then this insane diamond from hell. I don't know how you describe this thing. Because Gerrit Graham is able to defeat this laser weapon. But then, like in the basement, the lab, there's this giant, I don't know what the hell you call it. Like I say diamond, but it's like this shape. Is it hexagonal? I don't. Is it just this shape, isometric? I don't know how to describe it. This shape that comes out, but it's like it's a shape, but it can also kind of unfurl itself, and has into like arms. And I mean, it was neat to see that done practically. I'm like, man, they must have had a lot of like puppeteers or whatever the case may be to move this thing, and just how big and massive it is. I think for some people in the audience it may look rather silly, but I just appreciated the technique they had in doing that in 1977. That was kind of unexpected. I didn't expect that to be the case. And let's see if I can find it here, so I can show what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know how the hell you even describe that thing. But yeah, it goes, spoiler alert, spoilers. It crushes Gerrit Graham and then it cuts his damn head off. So I don't even know how the hell you even describe that. Oh damn, I'm trying to get the best. Okay. This is what it looks like unfurling. Right? That's what it looks like unfurling. And then when it's not, it's in kind of like this shape. But again, then it can kind of unfurl. And like that, it can kind of unfurl and then create like these arms and stuff. And like there's another scene where it moves and it breaks right through the ceiling into the room up above. All done in camera. And like unfurls itself and then closes it on Gerrit Graham and then pops his head off. like a Pez dispenser or something. So, I mean, I thought that was neat to see on a practical sense. It's not what I expected. I didn't expect it. I wonder how the hell did it build that thing? Like, how the hell did it build that thing? How much crap is in this damn laboratory to build that? Like, what is that thing? How the hell did it build it? What the hell? If that's the case, I'm surprised they didn't just build like an actual robot with arms and legs to just walk around. Maybe the other thing that was kind of like, what the hell is this thing? I'm trying to think if Fritz Weaver mentioned this before. I don't think he did. If he did, I apologize and I missed it. But it didn't seem like he mentioned it before. Because I would think I would have damn Stippy noticed, well, what the hell would that even be for in the first place if Fritz Weaver made it? So if the Proteus made it, I'm like, why did he even make that? Like, I mean, it's massive, granted, but I guess it was unique. So that's what part of me like appreciates that. I don't know how it got built. But it's pretty much throughout it trying to talk to Julie Christie, sometimes trying to reason with her, other times blackmailing her, saying, do what I say, or this one girl that tries to visit, who is one of the people that Julie Christie, as a child psychologist, tried to help, says if you don't do it, I'm going to electrocute her. And like fakes her out and shows her something, but it's like, well, you know what? I could bring her back and do this for real and finish the job and all that stuff. So you do what I say, which is for her to get impregnated by a machine. Now, I'll say, I mean, this is better than Inseminoid, which is about an alien trying to impregnate a woman. And, you know, there are times that she does try to fight back, like she gets a little bit of blowtorch and all this stuff, but, you know, she can only do what she can. There's not a whole lot of stuff she could do. Fritz Weaver, the thing is, it's hard to say he's a great character because he's in it for a little bit at the beginning, then he really doesn't appear much until the very end of the film. He's pretty much just a guy who's about his job and definitely has a hinge of selfishness. So, Gerrit Graham, I liked him as an actor. He didn't have a whole lot, though. He had maybe like one or two scenes until the two scenes he goes up to the house. One, he kind of thinks, I guess everything's fine, comes back, and then tries to help her and gets killed off. So, I would like to see a bit more of Gerrit Graham. In fact, I would like to see Gerrit Graham have a bigger part and maybe be like, this is wrong, and then maybe either him threatening one or the other, you help me or I'm going to hurt her, or you help me or I'm going to hurt him. I don't know, maybe like a mutual friendship or even relationship start up where, you know, her husband's a piece of crap, but this guy seems like a decent guy. And I would rather have Fritz Weaver's character get crushed and his head cut off. I think that would have been more satisfying, but like, he's trying to be horror. I wouldn't say it was horrific. It wasn't scary to me. At least to me. But I mean, it was, at the time, an interesting idea. A robot wanting to impregnate a woman. It's not something you really did much back then. I think Proteus, the fact Robert Vaughn voices that character, definitely helps its demeanor a lot better. Like I said before, because his icy cadence he brings to it. Long story short, he does do the deed, and the way we see it is that we're kind of given a light show. I guess we're meant to infer that he's kind of putting this in her brain while this is happening. Which, I don't know. It felt like someone said, try to do the 2001 Space Odyssey thing, like at the end of that film, only not as good. So it's kind of like this light show, and at one point there's like this pyramid thing you see, and honestly, apartment is like, what the hell is this all about? And I thought it looked better in 2001. I don't know. Guess it wasn't big on it. Also, I always thought no one notices Gerrit Graham's character is gone because he tries to help, he gets killed, and then after this impregnation, the machine says it's going to take 28 days, and it skips those 28 days. I thought that was a mistake where you could see her trying to deal with it, trying to figure out what to do next, trying to maintain her psyche and what happened to her, what she was forced to do, and could she love this thing, could she not love this thing. Maybe the machine's trying to be nice to her and trying to, I want to be nice to you because I want you to love the baby, I don't want you to hate the baby. And okay, that's maybe the insinuation you get, but maybe delve further and deeper into that. But the fact that they skipped through that 28 days, I thought that, because the next thing is, boom, finally Fritz Weaver realizes, wait, yeah, I do have a terminal at home, because they notice that Proteus is doing some weird things at the lab. And then he rushes to that place. I'm sitting there going, so wait a minute. It's been 28 days, at least. Who knows how many days before that. Didn't no one notice that Gerrit Graham, who's a co-worker there, disappeared? Never came back? Never arrived? He didn't, I mean, I guess it's believable because of what kind of character Fritz Weaver is, but again, the fact he never one time checked to see what was going on with his wife. I know you're on separation, but not even a phone call. One. Oh, that's weird. I don't get any answer. I guess Julie Christie, she had no other friends other than that little girl. Like, she had no other friends to check in on her to see how she's doing. I guess it was just Gerrit Graham and the little girl. That's it. Just no other family, no relatives, anything. And then when he comes in, she like tells him the story, and you think he'd be a bit freaked out, a bit weirded out, but he seems pretty calm and collected considering all that she told him. Then the ending just feels a bit of a rush, where Proteus says, yeah, keep this incubator, keep going for 5 days, okay? Well, wait a minute, Proteus, the people in the lab, they're going to get rid of you, they're going to shut you down. That is fine, but just keep this incubator around for 5 days. And then pretty much it's shut down, and then, understandably, Julie Christie's ready to unplug the damn thing, but Fritz Weaver doesn't. This is a great thing for science. So it shows what kind of a piece of crap person that person is. Like, your lady, your wife got kind of shebanged, horizontal fandango, tango, with a robot. That word with the graped. Right to the aped. And you don't give a crap. But I guess that's what the tier is supposed to be. They unplug the thing. You see this robot. Looks like, I don't know, if C-3PO had an inbred kid. I guess if I don't know if R2-D2 and C-3PO shebanged, and they had a little guy that looked more like C-3PO than anything, and then they start taking pieces off, and underneath is the little girl that they had and died years ago. But then when it talks, it has Robert Vaughn's voice going, I'm alive. Now, granted, I'm sitting there going, well, what happened to the 5 days? So it was adamant that it needed to be 5 days, but apparently that didn't matter because the kid is fine. Or as in, it's not dead. It opened its eyes. It has Proteus's memory, whatever, in there. So why did it need to wait the 5 days? So it said wait 5 days. Maybe it meant 5 minutes. I guess. Maybe it miscalculated. Well, actually, I meant 5 minutes. I get that the mom, Julie Christie, is like, well, it looks like my daughter. But it doesn't sound like your daughter. You think that would stop her and go, okay, you sound like Robert Vaughn, you're not my daughter. May look like your daughter, but it certainly don't sound like your daughter. Goodbye. Remember? You got forced toward the grape, but I don't know. I guess, it's easy for me to say, but I'm not in that situation. I would say at the end of the day, it was interesting to watch. I had heard this film for a while. I do remember like the poster art and stuff with the lady kind of lying there. Demon Seed. Which is weird it's called Demon Seed because there's no demons in it. So that's the thing, like you look at the title, people would think it was a Exorcist or they would think it was Rosemary Baby. They would think it was Demon, the Devil, which was a very popular thing in the 70s after The Exorcist and The Omen and all those movies. So people are like, where's the demons? Demon Seed. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's a catchy name for a film, but there ain't no demons in this. I guess you looked at the Proteus as a demon. I guess a manufactured AI demon, I guess, but then I think maybe some people would think it would be more religious or more devil demons. Actual demon stuff in a movie called Demon Seed is that. But as AI run amok, I mean, Julie Christie I thought did a decent job. Nice to see Gerrit Graham there, although I wish he had more to do. Robert Vaughn was definitely the MVP. He did a great job voicing it. Definitely some interesting effects for the time. The hexagon diamond thing. I don't know how they built it. Like, who the hell built it within the movie, but Fritz Weaver didn't really have a whole lot other than being just a selfish prick of a character. Like I said, definitely some stuff ahead of its time, involving, again, voice-activated houses and using technology to fake someone's voice and looks to trick people. I'm sure there's deeper themes about dealing with the loss of a child and how Julie Christie, she doesn't want to do this, she's forced to do this, but at the same time... But I don't even want to say that because I think it could have delved into that even more. Like, maybe she doesn't want this, but maybe Proteus starts listening. Like, she never had someone to listen. Her husband would never listen to her. But here's this figure that she hates because of what it's forced her to do. But yet really, I wouldn't say starts to like, but maybe starts to some kind of feeling. Just, oh, well, this figure actually listens to me. It's actually trying to listen to my pain, or trying to listen to what I went through, try to help me for what I had gone through. Something to that effect, maybe. I don't know. I think there's a bit more they could have gotten out of that story. At least it's pretty short, hour and 20-some minutes. I appreciate that. I think with credits, like an hour and 30 minutes, even. So I appreciate it and overstay its welcome. It's not as exploitive as it sounds. A robot has sex with a lady. 'Tis wants to get her pregnant. 'Tis the robot is horny. In a way that is, but in a way it's not what the story... Again, it makes it sound like much more exploitive than it really is. Again, other than... You don't really see nudity. You see it cutting her clothes, taking her clothes off, but you don't see a whole lot of nudity. The only gore you see is the Gerrit Graham decap, that's it. So I don't know, maybe some people would have liked a bit more of a trashy, fun B-movie. And maybe the other side wanted more of a 2001 type of movie. Hell 9000 type of situation. Which, if you're dealing with an AI that has certain crazy tendencies, that did a lot better than this. But this was a decent watch. It was a decent watch for like I said, the pacing, Julie Christie, Robert Vaughn, and etc. Like I said, the bid, it may look goofy to some, but it was kind of fun seeing that big diamond thing and the way it unfurled and curled around, and like, okay. But I don't know, just something about it didn't make me love the film. Didn't really bring me in fully into loving the picture, and I don't quite know how to, what exactly in words, what was it about it that kept me from loving the film. But it was okay. Yeah, I've seen much worse. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.